I'm Robin Hoffman. I'm a public artist in Charlottesville, but in a space station. And right now, I'm looking at my space station arts and crafts. So you want to know why a public artist would have to be involved with a space station in the world, in the universe. And of course, it's because a public artist is in the public. So apparently we get a lot of our internet and we get a lot of our computer capabilities and app capabilities now and everything from outer space. So that there is a satellite somewhere beaming down. This is my idea. I don't know if I'm correct, but anyway. And so I thought, well, I need to be in outer space too. I can't just always be on the Earth. So I came here today because I feel like there's sort of a misconception that people who are engineers and who are doing things for the benefit of everybody really don't live on the Earth, but they do. And not only do they live on the Earth, but they do earthly things. And so, okay, but anyway, so I'm going to try to do this project by myself, but I don't know. I'll see. I'm going to put my helmet. Let's see if it floats. Oh, it does. Oh, what a surprise. Ali, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So funny that you just happen to be floating in space today. Wow. So I guess your backpack is jet propelled or whatever it's called?
Indeed.
And, well, it's so good to see you.
Great to see you.
And I was just wondering about that, like maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. But anyway, so can you help me today?
Sure.
I'm doing an earthly thing in space. How about that?
Interesting, yeah.
Thank you. And so what I usually do is I have water. So that's something like it's not in space yet, right?
Mm-hmm. Maybe not. I think perhaps.
You think so?
I mean, I think that's up to the people who study
planets.
Sort of.
Yeah. No, I know. I understand that.
Space, yeah.
I do. I'm actually an older person. And I know that, as an artist, that everything kind of comes from the sky. Mm-hmm. Like the colors that I look at every day and that sort of thing. And I just thought, what would it be like if there weren't any colors? What would he do?
Yeah.
So I would think that there'd have to be a reference. Like you would have to have a reference already. You either had to grow up from a cell on Earth. Mm-hmm. Like you would have to have been a cell. Yeah. Like a mitochondria or whatever it's called. And then those innate things, which I believe, I really do believe it, that we share DNA, like in the air or whatever, and that it kind of makes us, like from our families or whatever, kind of like react a certain way.
Yeah, interesting.
Because we're different, right? We're all different, and yet we're all, seems like we know what to do or whatever it's called. I don't know exactly what I'm talking about, but so I have to find out a little bit about you if you don't mind. So what happens is I'm going to try to make a sculpture. Okay. And so what I thought about was that there are materials on Earth that are going to be like in space, like they're going to be they're just not going to biodegrade, right? Yeah. So we can use these things now on Earth. Yeah. And maybe make some kind of like sculpture. Like kids nowadays, and I say kids, I mean anybody who's younger than me, likes to make sculptures. Cool. Like instead of just painting.
Yeah, I think in Charlottesville they had some sculptures out there as well. I don't know if the kids made that one. Yep. They weren't the most positive sculptures though, I don't think. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna use these materials and I'm going to just create something and you can do the same.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, can we talk to each other while we do this?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is your water and your brushes. Ooh, and another brush. And I just thought like we would create a sculpture. Okay, so don't worry about it. It's not going to go in a, you know, museum of modern art or something like that. Okay. So, what do you do in Charlottesville? Or what did you do? How did you get inspired? You're a what? What's your title? Like you grew up to be a somebody.
Yeah, I grew up to be like I just guess I mean for work I work as a product researcher at a company here called Willow Tree, and they're pretty close by. I know we're in outer space, but I meant the downtown that's in outer space. They're pretty close by, and so that's what I do over there.
And so, did you, as a child, did you aspire to, like, what turned you on to being? You're an engineer, right?
No, it's more so on like the product or business side of things. Yeah. So, I mean, I also, outside of work, I'm also a percussionist, so I play a lot of. There's a community orchestra here, Charlottesville Symphony Orchestra, that plays with UVA and with the community, so that's been really fun.
Oh my goodness, you're already in the community and you've only been here like in Charlottesville like a year?
Well, I think because it's small, it's you hear about a certain amount of things going on in the city, and then it's sort of easy in a way to get involved, right? Because there's like in a way
Charlottesville's like that.
Number of things to do, so
it's like but you personally are one of these very active people. There's people that like would stay home and just watch Netflix or something like that. Did I say Netflix? I'm not supposed to say products. Yeah. But anyway.
No, it depends. Sometimes I spend a lot of time home to like practice, or I like studying different things. Like so, I'll stay home for that. But I generally like being outside a lot and just meeting people, talking to.
And you obviously are in the humanities. I mean, that you love the arts and people side of things, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, regardless of, one's profession and stuff, I think people probably have a generally interest to, do things outside of just the realm of their profession. And a lot of those, whether it's raising a family or not, that's a very human-oriented endeavor as well. So I think in a lot of ways, it's probably humanist in most people's like activities, whether we think about it like that or not. So. Is it okay to wipe this on this table here?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, or use
maybe a towel.
You have a towel?
I have a towel right here. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Better.
No, that's good. That's why it's there. But you are so good at doing this already. How did you do you actually do art besides music?
No, you're being kind because this is. I don't know if it's.
No, that's the thing. You're not thinking about it, and you're just bold. You're very bold. That's very excellent. Being creative means that you have to feel that your signature.
But look at your color. That's incredible. Wow.
You like my colors?
Yeah, I'm aspiring to.
All right.
Maybe you get a good mix like yours. Yeah.
So I mean, the idea of I think the family for Willow Tree was somebody that I actually wanted to be on my show in 2009 when I first started.
Oh, yeah?
And they were just a small group. They were just basically the family, whatever would happen.
Yeah.
And when I was in Charlottesville, I started doing this for the free clinic.
Okay.
But now I'm doing
Where's
these
the free
sculptures.
Clinic? Where's the free
So the free clinic isn't really free. Mm-hmm. It's that the doctors and nurses worked for free.
Okay. It's in downtown here?
It's actually on Rose Hill Drive. And you as a person, or anybody as a person who's working, gets a sliding scale fee.
Okay, cool.
So that you support the free clinic, and for people who are really indigent, like they, became homeless, they had a fire or whatever, or medical issues, people have medical issues and they get bankrupt.
Yeah.
They have to lose their mortgage or whatever, it's bad.
Right.
But anyway, so those people, there is another place which is directed by a doctor out of UVA on on JPA
Yeah.
Drive.
Yeah.
And I've actually helped with them a little bit in the clinic too. And they're really nice people. I mean, really generous with their time and all that. And the medical professionals want to give back.
Yeah.
And so that's how it's decidedly considered free.
Cool.
But really the thing that I was thinking about is that it's something in Charlottesville that like Willow Tree family has determined they want this to be their home because they feel like the same thing. They feel like they're contributing back to Charlottesville, where Charlottesville's been contributing to them in some ways, but also it's a community effort. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But like the thing that really astounded me was that they attract people like yourself. Not, you are, like I said, sort of a humanist. You want to be involved with the community. Was that a criteria for them to hire? Like they say, Ali, are you a humanist? What do they say?
No, not at the workplace. It seems to be more about like, what sort of experiences or competencies that are directly related to the job, and then some parts about like if they think you fit in with their values of just different things like where there's curiosity.
So
or
let's say let's
stuff
say
like that.
Yes.
It's sort of intangible. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly.
Yes. So, okay, I'll be more clear about what I'm saying, because I'm out in space. I'm a little spacey.
Yeah.
I'm a little spacey right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so the idea is that maybe you, as an individual, did they, like when they interviewed you, did they say, okay, do you play an instrument?
No, but I mean, I think sometimes like in your background and experiences, they might see that you might have been involved in some organization with music.
Cool.
So then maybe that might come up as a conversation. So yeah, I mean, I feel like in certain industries, it seems like it's a topic that comes up outside activities, just like the professional backgrounds of things that might be interested in, because I think they do a good job of like allowing people to work on different hobbies or work on different, not just projects, but sort of
expand the horizon.
Yeah. That's
get out of their box.
Yeah. So that was nice.
Don't always do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's creativity.
Yeah. But I found it interesting you're talking about the free clinic. I mean, the fact that it's a economic decision here is like kind of wild.
Especially in a small city, right? You would think that there would, like everybody would, like when I first came to Charlottesville, they asked me, my neighbors, I bought a house in the county. They said, what church do you go to? And I was like, I don't go to church. But that was really in 2006. It was kind of like the community was the churches, I think. And now, because there's a lot of people, I don't know if it's changed per se, but I think that a lot of people now are looking forward to community through organizations, organizing, and then becoming more or less doing something, like not just organizing. And so we have a lot of smart people here, which, okay, so now where did you go to school?
I went to University of Texas at Austin for my undergraduate. Yeah, so.
And how did you aspire to being who you are today?
Oh, I mean, I think it was more like I just more sort of go through and whatever interests at the time sort of do, as long as you can learn a lot. And so I wasn't like deliberate that I must be working in Charlottesville at that age or anything like that. I lived in like 5 different countries or so in between now and like undergraduate, and I just want to be in different environments, see different roles, sort of learn languages, that sort of stuff. So that was like the main impetus for like, making those decisions, just where could like learn about something that might be intriguing to to do so.
Because wherever you go, you know, it opens up your eyes
Yeah.
to different services, different types of issues, community issues,
Yeah.
but also arts,
Yeah.
right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so different countries celebrate different aesthetics. What does that mean? That means that, okay, so in South Africa, right now at McGuffey, they have an exhibit done by South Africans. And South Africans, they have sort of an aesthetic that they pass down from generations to generations. It's like the Aboriginal people in Australia. It's like the Chinese people and the Japanese people and their ink drawings and their scenery and the landscapes. It's something where in the Western, meaning us right now in the USA,
Yeah.
we also say, okay, when you are in kindergarten, you make a pumpkin that's orange.
Yeah.
And it has black outline. That's an aesthetic. It's an acceptable way of projecting an image.
Yeah.
And that's going to happen, like also learning about snowflakes in kindergarten, which is, to me, the best. Like, I actually asked the Greenbrier elementary school principal if I could register, because I was doing a workshop, an art workshop in kindergarten, and the teachers were teaching. Before I came in, I kind of sat around and listened. They were teaching about snowflakes. I had no idea.
Okay.
Did you know about snowflakes?
In kindergarten, like.
Well, yeah. Do you know about them?
Like, other than them being snowflakes, I don't know.
No.
Any
I
chemical
know. How did that happen?
oriented information
No.
about, yeah,
So what
snowflakes,
happens
but-
is every.
But perhaps they taught. I don't know. I forgot.
Yeah,
If they did.
true. That's that other thing. Like when you're 5 years old, you
Yeah.
are out in outer space. You know, you're not really, you're not really paying
yeah.
that kind of attention. It just has an effect on you,
Yeah.
and then you kind of react.
Right. Right.
But it's true. I think most of us should go back to kindergarten. But
Yeah.
anyway,
No, that's a great. Yeah, I like that attitude. I'm curious to hear more about like
the snowflakes.
Yeah, I hope you're not talking about the people, but the actual snowflakes. No, but like I meant
Yes.
like your story of how you ended up doing, you know, what you're doing now and
Yes.
promoting arts
Okay,
and
so-
talking about it.
Yes. So, what happened to me, I guess, was my mom was an artist. Very prolific, fine artist. So
Yeah.
not commercially, really. She did portraiture. She did the Pearl S. Buck Foundation big head portrait, which, by the way, I went to a funeral 2 weekends ago.
Oh,
my
sorry
uncle,
about that.
thank you, and my cousin, who's 68 years old, goes, I remember when your mom was doing that Pearl S. Buck head, and I was there with her. And I was like, what? Because nobody else really knows that story. And that's what happens when you age. It's kind of like things that evolve.
Yeah.
You pay attention to certain things and you eliminate other things. But when the time comes, you reference those things.
I see.
So I'm sitting here doing this
Yeah.
on, a day a minute with artist Robin Hoffman because I don't really know why. But I'm trying to say is that my mom had a school, and it was in Brooklyn. It was a storefront. It was my first time being, how do you say, commercially.
Entrepreneurial something.
Yeah, well, because they would come
Not
into
sure.
her store
Yeah.
thinking that they could get their lampshades painted or whatever.
Like business savvy, sort of.
Yeah. And so actually, I did murals for people. They came in, and finally, I went to Brooklyn College for art and also NYU for art.
Yeah,
So I
wow.
was in the city.
Yeah.
And so, but my salary came from my sign company, and then also I worked for the Brooklyn Ballet Company. I did scenery
Oh,
for
wow.
them.
That's amazing.
And then I did like discotheques, all kinds of imagery. I never stayed with just fine art.
Yeah.
But my fine art, I always use finally to depict nature.
Ah.
I love nature, and nature to
Yeah.
me is a science. But anyway, so
Like outer space, kind of.
yeah, outer space. No, actually, I do fine art like from from the Earth.
Okay. Yeah.
But I should be doing outer space right now. You're right. So what is your, like, say, favorite genre films or whatever?
Oh, favorite genre of films?
Yes.
It's tough. Probably horror. I like horror a lot. Yeah.
So how did you get into that genre? Because you like being scared to death?
You know, it's interesting. Like, in some way, it's like one of the genres where it allows you to be like so present in a way, and then in some, I guess, absurd way, it's like any, I guess, issues that might be happening outside of the actual movie is like not that much, because you're sort of being, it might be cathartic that, wow, things can be really crazy.
Yes.
I don't know, but it's just fun overall. I don't know why exactly. It's just
happens.
It's just fun. Yeah.
There's a lot of people who really, I think it's entertaining because of the writers, then it's the surprise.
Yeah.
It's the inability to actually believe something could happen like that.
Yeah.
And then it, you know, so I guess, I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah. I think they're like really imaginative in like how they talk about some sort of interesting social commentary. Like, I saw Candyman after so long.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's like kind of a, before Get Out, that was like one interesting way in which there were some critiques of sort of not only class but race and in some very interesting ways. And so I was like, oh, I don't remember Candyman. Like, when you're thinking about Candyman as a kid, it's like the don't say it in the dark in front of a mirror sort of thing. The legend rather.
Yes. I do know what you're talking about. It's like when I saw, I broke my ankle in May, and so I was like homebound for like 2 months, more or less. Geez. Yeah, it's weird.
In May?
In May. That's May. Yeah.
So were you at the Monticello?
Yeah.
That's where. Oh, jeez. Sorry about that. Well, at least you have a good view there.
Yes, but anyway. So
sorry about that.
No, that's fine. But what I want to say is, I've revisited my VCR.
Okay.
Because it was
still works
yes, it was in my basement. I had to do my clothes, so I had to like scoot down the steps. Then I got on this roly-poly chair, and then I went and did my laundry, and then and then I was watching my VCR movies.
Yeah.
And I revisited Coneheads.
Oh, how is that?
Coneheads is so relevant.
Oh, yeah?
Like you said, when you revisit something at an older age or at a different time, I was blown away. It was about immigration. It was about, at one point or another, see, the Mr. Conehead is shown at some point or another trying to assimilate to the American life, right? So he decides to get a pack of cigarettes, because that's what Americans do.
Okay.
Basically, assimilation, and how do you do that? Especially you travel, right? And I travel too.
Yeah.
I came from Brooklyn. When I came here, I was like, I had to assimilate. Believe it or not, I had to assimilate.
So, yeah, from Brooklyn to here.
Yeah.
I see. How was Brooklyn when you were around? When you were living there, like what type of?
Yeah, I'm only living here in Charlottesville 14 years.
Okay.
But I visit back. I have friends forever, life friends.
Yeah.
So I go there, but it has, just like everywhere else, it has changed. In the sense that, they put condos up, and some of those small stores are not small, they're apartment buildings now or whatever. Because it's all about like population growth. But Willow Tree, by the way, what astounded me is how many companies now are, how do you say, reliant on Willow Tree as an app and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's like a million companies. Like you don't even think about it. It could be anywhere from like sleeping products to like hotel management products, or going online to secure a hotel or something like that. There's like, it's like everywhere.
Yeah. They seem to have the business development team seems to get some clients from all sorts of industries, it seems. So yeah, it's
never ending.
no, yeah.
So we're about to finish these sculptures. Would you think that Willow Tree would like them in their new facility?
I wouldn't want to probably put make people suffer from looking at my structure, but maybe your structure would be good too.
But I think they're marvelous. Look how they look in space. Look how they look in space. Look how
at the least I could keep it on like my desk. Yeah, maybe in our team space or something.
Sculpture is about that. Sculpture is about like spatial enabling.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes the negative space more important sometimes than the positive space. But you did a really good job, and I want to thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. This was one of the more random endeavors in Charlottesville, so I appreciate that, Robin. Introduce a life of mysteries.
Okay, we have to get up, and we have to fly out.
Oh, okay.
Do you put your helmet on?
Yeah, I got my helmet.
Yeah, and your anti-gravity on your backpack. Okay. Okay, here we go. Whee!